your self-respect has to be stronger than your feelings. You ever stayed in a situation, maybe a relationship, a friendship, a job, because your feelings told you to, even though your gut, your standards, your self-respect was screaming at you to walk away? We've all been there. We've all been in those predicaments, but the truth is that your self-respect has to be stronger than your emotions at times. If not, you will end up hurting yourself and betraying yourself over and over again. And for what? Temporary comfort, validation, a moment of closeness with somebody who isn't worth your time of day. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel where we talk all about fitness, self-improvement, self-help, where I basically just share the lessons that I've learned along the way coming from an extremely insecure and broken person. These are the mantras that I tell myself time and time again to be able to show up as a confident me, to be able to support myself, and to be able to just be proud of who I am. So if you are into any of those topics, do not forget to subscribe so that we can embark on this leveling up journey together. So a lot of us were never taught how to choose ourselves. No one really teaches us what it means to have our own back. And this is important because this is the key to make decisions based on dignity and self-respect instead of desperation. So this episode is for anyone who has ever been stuck in a cycle of emotional self-betrayal, where you put yourself in the worst circumstances and you know deep down that you are hurting yourself, but you're unable to get out of it. A lot of us have been there. Like, you're not alone. I definitely stayed with the toxic ex. I definitely lowered my standards time and time again because I just felt like I loved someone so much. I let people walk all over me. I stayed in a job that I was not happy in, where I was constantly feeling belittled. So I am going to teach you how to finally stand up for yourself, how to finally put yourself in the right situations where people will have no choice but to respect you. And I want to make this very clear and get this out of the way, but self-respect doesn't mean turning off your emotions, becoming very cold and distant, becoming a flat out. No, we can respect ourselves and still show up as extremely kind and empathetic people. Self-respect to me just means choosing my own peace over temporary pleasure. It means living in alignment with myself and my emotions. It means knowing what you deserve and not settling for less, even though your feelings are really loud and telling you otherwise. So what does self-respect look like in action? The first thing is just setting boundaries, even or especially when it makes other people uncomfortable, or honestly even when it makes you uncomfortable, because being loud about your boundaries and being protective of them is a little bit uncomfortable if you're not used to it. So when I was younger, and when I would say that my self-respect wasn't that high, my friends would call me in the night. I had done my skincare, I was in bed. I had this goal of waking up early at 5 a.m. the next day because I had a really busy schedule and I had a lot of things that I wanted to accomplish. And when my friends would call me oh, come outside, we're outside, please come out, we're gonna have so much fun, let's go drinking, let's go this, come on, I would go. And I think it's one thing to say yes because you really want to go, you actually want to go. You're willing to put tomorrow on hold because you want to have a good time. You haven't gone out in a while and that's genuinely what you want to do. But when I would say yes, it was not because I wanted to go. It was because I was experiencing FOMO. It's because I wanted to be there with my friends, and because I didn't want to upset anyone. I didn't want to bum my friends out. My friends wanted me to go and I wanted to be the good friend that would show up for them. However, by doing that, I was disrespecting myself. I was disrespecting my schedule. I was not setting boundaries. Because what would happen is that the next day I would be either struggling to try to get everything done, or I would be waking up late and not being able to get anything done because I was hungover or something. And then I would just feel shitty about myself and it would get me further and further away from my goal. So setting boundaries is really big. Even at work, when I was working at this horrible job with this shittiest environment ever, the managers would belittle people. They would bully people. So if I went along with their little charades, if I went along with whatever they told me, if I let myself get humiliated, that was also me disrespecting myself, right? I can't control their actions. I can't control the type of people that they are. Because if they're the type of people to even want to belittle people, to want to bully people, to want to make people feel inferior, Like, that's on them, but I am not gonna let myself get treated that way. So I started to set boundaries, right? They would ask me to do something, and I would, make sense of it, but I would tell them, I cannot do this because this is your job, this is what you are paid to do, so you take care of that. And that was setting a boundary. And when they would humiliate me or try to make fun of me or try to gossip about me with other people, because obviously when you tell that to someone, like, and you're no longer playing into their game, they're going to feel offended. It's not because you're doing something wrong, but it's because they like to just move you around. And when you stand up for yourself, they're going to be taken aback, and they're going to, a lot of the times, try to retaliate. So when I would hear that they were gossiping about me, either call the higher up or confront them. But if I were to just let them treat me like shit, let them gossip about me, then I was disrespecting myself. Because it is my job, it is your job to take care of yourself. Eventually, I left that place. I walked away from the job. I didn't have another job like lined up, and especially not one that paid that much. But at the same time, like, I had to walk away from it because I could not continue to let myself get disrespected like that. And although integrity plays like a big role on it, when you start letting yourself get disrespected, it turns into a bigger issue. It's not just your ego that's getting hurt. It's not just you not being able to take the blows. It seeps into your confidence. You start doubting yourself. You start feeling insecure. And then it just affects you so much mentally that you are not able to perform as your best self. And that has always been huge for me because I have more goals than just going to work. I have more goals than just having a good work environment, right? I have this channel. I have my physique goals, my gym goals, my health goals. I have all of that to take care of. So I need to be able to show up as the best possible version of myself. And if that means walking away from a toxic job, so be it. Respecting yourself also looks like walking away from people who don't treat you the best. And yes, even if you love them, even if they're your family members, even if you've known them your whole life, if somebody is treating you less than you deserve, you need to walk away. Like, because you can try to set those boundaries, but you cannot force someone to treat you better than what they think you deserve. For example, with friends, I had friends that I had known for years. We grew incredibly close right before the pandemic, just so close. The pandemic kind of drifted us away because people's true colors started to come out. I had a friend who liked me and it was not reciprocated, and he kind of like used it against me in a way where I had hurt him. I had hurt his ego. He was not used to rejection, and so he started to target me, and our relationship was kind of like that. I like to just around with people. Like, I don't like to be super serious with people, but it had never gotten to a point where it's like, okay, real issues are being targeted. Like, I am actually using things that you told me in confidence against you. And that is what was happening. So I called him out, and I called him out in front of the entire friend group, and crickets. Nobody said anything. Everybody witnessed the disrespect, right? When that person wasn't there, they would come to me like, yeah, that was not right. He shouldn't have said that. Yeah, that wasn't cool. But that's just how he is. They acknowledged that it was wrong, but they were not willing to stand up for me. They were not willing to face him. That is not the type of friends that I want to surround myself with. I need friends who will stick up for me. Not to blindly have my back, but at least when I'm being disrespected and when I'm in the right, you have to have my back. Like, as a friend, that is one of my biggest criterias. So when that didn't happen, I kept being friends with them, and I continuously felt disrespected and disrespected and disrespected time and time again. But my excuses for staying friends with them was because, oh, I've known them for so long. Oh, where else am I going to get friends like this? Oh, we grew up together. Oh, they're good people. They're just not good to me sometimes. I started to feel like I was not worthy of proper relationship. Friendships, yes, but then it started to seep into like my love life. Because if you are letting your friends treat you like shit, your family members treat you like shit, you're going to get used to that kind of treatment. So when a partner comes and starts treating you like shit, like, it's gonna slip past you because you're gonna normalize that treatment. And that is very dangerous. Because, I mean, we all know what happens when your partner starts treating you like shit. It could lead to abuse, both physical and emotional abuse. It could tear you down. It could put you in unimaginable circumstances. Like that's it's just horrible. Like, I don't think I need to go into that, but I know so many people in my life who are single mothers, who just continuously let themselves get treated like shit. But it's because everybody around them also treats them like shit, and they're not willing to set those boundaries, and they're not willing to set that distance, and they get stuck in this cycle. Here is a kicker. Self-respect also looks like saying no to opportunities that are not aligned with your goals. If you are exploring and you're like not sure where you want your life to head, you're not really sure about like your career goals, about your future, like, yes, by all means, take the opportunities and use them as a tool to figure yourself out. Up until recently, that's kind of what I have been doing. I took every job, I joined every club, I took every class, I added a minor, I did this and that because I was just so unsure of what I wanted to do. Now I know what I want to do, right? I want to have this channel, I have something else in the works as well, and backtrack, right? All of those things helped me realize what I wanted to do. It led to the point that I am at right now, where I want to start this channel. I want to do something else as well that I'm currently working on. But it's because I learned that through my internship. I learned that through building my online cosmetics brand. I learned that through working in fast food and realizing that I don't like to work with people directly. I realized that through working in corporate America and realizing that I don't want to work an office job. So I have all of this insight that allowed me to figure out exactly what I want to do. And it might change, but I have a clear vision. So not too long ago, I was offered a position at a media company where they focused on, filming, taking product pictures for social media content. I was offered that position and I needed an internship position or like job experience to graduate, but I'm already interning at a marketing agency, so I didn't necessarily need this position anymore. And they kind of took a while to get back to me. They left me on red for like a minute, and I was about to say yes because I had gone through this period, which if you're not new to my channel, you'll know, but I didn't have a stable income. I didn't have any source of income for a few months because I had lost my job and I was struggling financially. Not too much because I did have savings. It was not so much that I was struggling, but more so that I had gone so long without seeing money coming in that in my head, I'm like, it would be so nice to see double the income because I'm getting paid for my internship position. Plus, I could be getting income from this other position. And I was about to say yes, but I really had to reflect and be like, does this align with where I want to head? And the answer was no. So now I get to be picky and choosy about the opportunities that are thrown my way because I have a sense of direction. I know where I want to head in life. So for me, disrespecting myself would look like saying yes to everything that gets thrown my way. It doesn't even have to be like a big opportunity, like a job or anything, but if somebody invites you somewhere, if a type of person asks you on a date that you wouldn't date, if you start saying yes to the things that do not align with you, you will also be disrespecting yourself, right? Because you are only getting yourself further and further away from your goals. If you want to be dating a millionaire, gazillionaire, and you're saying yes to a date with a guy who doesn't have a job, who doesn't have any goals, because you're lonely, fat chance of dating that gazillionaire. You're not going to get there. So what you should be doing instead is focusing on how you're going to get to that tax bracket yourself. How are you going to get to like meet those types of people? And this is just like such a random example, but I think it makes sense. Like, it paints like the picture clearly. The same thing for me, I would look so stupid accepting a full-time position, a 9 to 5 that's like fully on site in the office Monday through Friday, because I have a goal of starting this YouTube channel or like getting monetized. So pick and choose the things that are aligned with you. Even if you're lonely and you really want some attention, or even if you're really struggling financially right now and you're feeling a little scared about money right now, still choose the stuff that will get you closer to your goals, that is aligned with your future self, because that is what eventually will yield the return on investment. Self-respect also looks like taking care of your mental and your physical health consistently, because you know you deserve to feel good. I disrespected myself so much when I was in high school. I was over exercising. I was eating like negative calories every single day because I would try to over exercise the food, and I would be in cross country, so it was kind of easy for me to do. I would starve myself. That is so disrespectful, because I felt like shit. I was hungry, I was hangry, I was ruining my relationships. All I could think about was food. I was in starvation mode. I was losing my hair. I was losing my period. I was destroying myself. The same thing when I developed a binge eating disorder, and I would eat a tub of peanut butter every single night before going to bed. I would eat a carton of ice cream every single night before going to bed. I would have 5,000, 10,000 calorie binges. I was also disrespecting myself, because the same thing, I was jeopardizing my health. Now that I understand that I have to respect myself, that I have to take care of myself, I wake up, I go to the gym, I get in a sensible amount of steps every single day, 10,000 to 15,000 steps, which is not hard for me to do. I eat enough. I allow myself to like satisfy my cravings, but I am just really prioritizing taking care of myself. Why? Because I know I deserve to feel confident. I know I deserve to look at myself in the mirror and love my reflection. I know I also deserve to feel good, to not feel tired, to not feel hangry, to not be moody all the time. So when you go out to eat every single weekend and you have this goal of losing a few amount of pounds, or you have this goal of training healthier, and every single weekend you're out there eating that 5,000 calorie meal, fried food, the dessert, be so fucking for real. Do you think that comes as a form of respect? No. You're completely dismissing your goals. You're completely dismissing yourself, what you know that you deserve to reach, because of the urge to eat, because of the feeling of, oh, but this is gonna taste so good, when in reality, like, risk to reward ratio, like, it might taste good the first few bites, and then after that, like, the second you step in the car to go home, you're like, oh, what the fuck did I just do? I feel so full. Versus when you're meal prepping every weekend, because you are aware of the fact that you deserve nourishing meals, that you deserve to hit your goals, that you deserve to feel good about yourself. Do you think that is a form of disrespecting yourself? Quite the contrary. When you're so tired from work, we've all been there. We come home mentally drained, maybe even physically drained, and we're just like, damn, all I want to do is put on a good show, get some ice cream, and call it a night. You know what? We'll repeat the day tomorrow. It's the same thing. Like, that is also disrespecting yourself, because your body deserves movement. Your body deserves exercise. You are putting your feelings of comfort before the respect that you have for yourself. Because if you were to be putting that respect first, then you're like, you know what, girl, I do not give a fuck if you're tired. We just gave up 8 hours of our day to a company that doesn't talk about us. So for the next 2 hours, we are going to give it to ourselves. We are going to move our body or meal prep or do something that is going to benefit us, because we deserve it. So self-respect is not only about your internal feelings. A lot of the times it's about dismissing those internal feelings. When you're saying, you know what, I'm so tired from work. Oh my God, you know what? I really want the ice cream. I really want to finish this entire tub of ice cream. Oh my God, I really want like a Chili's triple dipper right now. It's putting that shit to the side at times. Yes, sometimes you can have that off day. Sometimes you can have that meal that you've been craving for a long time. But most of the time, like, you have to be real with yourself. Your self-respect has to come first. Because if you don't do it, like, who else will? Nobody's gonna help you. Nobody's gonna come and remind you, be like, come on, girl, like, you gotta respect yourself. Come on, you gotta show up as yourself. Come on, you gotta show up for yourself. Come on, you have goals to reach. No one is gonna do that. It is all up to you. So self-respect is reflected in your actions. It's what you do for yourself when no one is watching. It's choosing long-term peace, long-term goals over short-term comfort. Refusing to beg for the things that should be freely given to you, the respect, the time, the love. But sometimes it's really hard because our feelings, our attachments, our hopes, our love, they can be extremely strong, but when your self-respect is stronger, you start moving differently. So remember that although yes, your feelings are powerful and they are valid, sometimes they're not true. Like they don't reflect reality because sometimes they are rooted in trauma. Sometimes they are based on fantasy. And when we solely start letting our emotions dictate our decisions, especially when we don't have those strong habits established, that is when our life can start going haywire. And this is really dangerous. Like, this is why so many people, they are just like in the worst moods ever. They have so much resentment. They have so much anger. They wake up sighing like, fuck. It's because deep down they know that they are abandoning themselves, and they have abandoned themselves for quite some time now. So prioritize the self-respect. Do not make your boundaries negotiable. Do not put your worth on external validation. Do not let your confidence be chipped away, because that is what it will do to you. So really quick, some key takeaways. Just remember that feelings are valid. Please validate your feelings and your emotions. If you truly feel like shit for one day, like, honor that. It could be your body begging you for a break. You also don't want to burn out. I have been there. It's not cute. But also remember that just because you feel something doesn't necessarily mean that you need to act on it. Self-respect is an action, not just a mindset. You can't just say, yeah, I respect myself. Yeah, I love myself. Yeah, you can't just do your daily affirmations. No, you also have to practice it. Walking away from things that are not working, from people who are not serving you, it's not weakness, it's wisdom. And the last one, remember that your peace is a flex. It truly is. It's not like you don't have to put up with anything. You don't have to be the last one to say something in an argument. You don't have to always explain yourself. You don't have to constantly prove your worth or beg people to treat you right. No. Sometimes your peace is just like the real end goal. So let me know in the comments, where have you in your life been letting your feelings override your self-respect? And what would it look like to choose yourself instead? I was recently caught up in a little bit of this. A lot of shit has been happening in my life. A lot of different shit. I kind of opened up a little bit about this in different episodes, but I have my cousin and her kids living with us at my house. It's something that I'm not used to because I like my peace and quiet. Also, I started an internship. My classes are picking up because it's the end of the year. So everything just started piling up on me. And obviously, like, I still wanted to do this channel, and I have been pretty consistent with my uploads. But filming wise, like, I had gone 2-3 weeks without filming, and I was able to do this because I plan ahead and I like to have content booked out for ahead of time. But I stopped filming. And I gave myself the excuse that I'm just so busy, I'm just so tired, I just don't have the time right now. And I put my feelings of, I just want to get my workout in, or I just want to like chill for a second, or I'm not in the mood to film. Like, all of those feelings, I put that ahead of my goals. And I think that lately has been the biggest form of me disrespecting myself. But, you know, we're back on it. I figured out a way. I got a camper. Noticed the new studio. I got a camper. I parked it in my backyard. My boyfriend and I actually got this camper because we do travel a lot, but mainly it was because I needed somewhere to film. And so this is where I'm filming. I took a proactive approach, and I had to be real with myself. And I was like, you know what? No, you want to do this. Like, this is your goal. Like, figure out a way. There's always a way. And you can't just like put this shit on the back burner, because what would that do to you? It would make me feel like shit. I was already starting to feel like shit. I was going to work and I was like, oh, I hate working. This is really going to be my life for the next few years. I don't want to do this. And I'm like, wait, no, like, this is going to be your life for the next few years if you don't start picking it up. But I just started picking it up. And so hopefully that's not my life for the next few years. But yeah, Let me know in the comments what your experience with this has been currently, or maybe in the past. Let us know so that we can like learn from each other. I really just want to start connecting with everybody here. I think this is a really big lesson to learn. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe because it helps me out tremendously. I am a very small channel and I am so close to getting monetized, so please, please, please help me girl out. But yeah, until next time.